Welcome back to the Fitness Fundamentals Podcast with Keenan and Jared. Today, this is episode 13. We're going to be ranking the top back exercises. I asked ChatGPT to give me 20 different back exercises, and today we're going to rank them, S being superior, F being not good. And this list is not only purely on science-based optimization of what grows most muscle, but also nostalgia and what we enjoy too. So keep that in mind as we rank these exercises. The first
Perfect.
exercise on our list is a pull-up.
Pull up. I was thinking about like before shooting this podcast, like what would be S tier. Pull up was the first one that I thought was S tier. So yeah, 100%. I love. There's a big deep stretch using a full range of motion, and then it's your body weight too, which I think is awesome to use.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would put it at an S tier personally, but my issue with pull-ups is it's kind of hard to regress. Not everyone can do a pull-up.
Yeah.
So even when like progressively overloading it, a lot of people didn't really know how to structure in a way where they start adding weights to the pull-up and they just knock out 15 and call it a day for those advanced folks. But again, it's a great exercise. I would put it at S tier, but probably like a low. I'll bump it down just slightly just because of that reason.
I see. Yeah, I have a one of my private clients that I've been trained for over a year now. He's 75 years old, and he came to me when he was 74, and he was like, I want to learn how to do a pull up. So I was like, all right, let's figure it out. Let's at least try. So we started with some scapula pulls where you just pull the scapula down. And once you got comfortable with that, then we did some assisted pull ups. And it literally started with me like quite literally carrying it up to the bar. And then we worked up to bands. And then we did eccentric pull ups. And I would say within like 3 to 4 months, he could do one full pull up on his own. And then he turned 75. And I would say maybe like 6 months altogether, he can do six pull-ups now.
Dang, 75 years old doing six pull-ups.
75 years old doing six
Wow.
pull-ups. And starting from nothing.
Yeah,
I have
wow.
a video of him, he could barely even do that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That says a lot about your training too.
Yeah. Yeah, and to be fair, he does all of his homework. If I tell him anything, it becomes part of his ritual. So every day he would go in the gym after his run and he would do something, even that's scapula pulls or just practicing a pull up.
Dude, crazy. And I know assisted pull-up is on this list too. So we'll talk about
Okay.
assisted pull-ups more. Second
Yeah.
exercise is chin-ups.
Chin up. So is that just like supinated?
Pretty much, yeah.
I would say the same. I would say a
Yeah.
little bit more bicep focus, but still S tier for me.
Yeah, I still say S there too, but probably on the lower end, just for the same reasons as a pull-up. It's harder to regress. Um, and also it's targets a little bit more bicep than just purely back. But again, I'm being really nitpicky. It's a great exercise, great compound lift,
Mhm.
especially for your lats. Number three, assisted pull-up. Here we can go dive deeper into maybe the different types of assisted pull-up machines. I know one
Mhm.
assisted pull-up machine is where you put your knees on. There's another one at my gym where you actually stand on the assistance.
Okay.
That one is so smooth. My issue with the one
Mhm.
where you kneel on it is that it kind of gives you a different resistance curve. It makes it easier,
Mm.
like on the way down, but harder on the way up. And that's
Yeah.
kind of like the opposite of what you want. I don't know if that's your experience with assisted pull-up machines.
Yeah, I've never thought about why it feels different, but it definitely doesn't feel quite the same as a regular pull up.
Yeah. It, it's hard to explain. Like it doesn't really feel like a lat pull down either.
Yeah, and then once you get to the top, I just feel like I'm free weight. Like it sends me up there. It doesn't feel
Exactly.
necessarily. Yeah, I really prefer like even just a resistance band assisted pull up more than that machine.
Right. But there's of course there's ones that you stand on. This feels so much more smooth. It's an even resistance curve that pulls you up and down. So it actually feels like 30 pounds are taken off your body. And so because of that reason, I don't know. I put it right in the middle, probably at a B or C tier.
Yeah, I would probably put like just a resistance band pull up. It's boring. It's especially for someone who can't do a pull up. It would still be S tier for me.
Yeah.
But the machines, yeah, I would probably go B.
Yeah. I agree with you. Number four, lat pull down.
This is good. I would probably go S tier still.
Yeah. This list is
I
ChatGPT
love it.
is cooking right now.
Right. Yeah, lat pull down is incredible.
Yeah. Uh, easy to regress, easy to progress, very stable. Not much else to be said. Great exercise.
Yeah. Same with like a lot of these back movements too. I really like wearing straps.
Mm,
Especially for a lat pull down. Once you have your like knees locked in and you're also strapped up, it really allows you to get that mind to muscle connection.
yeah, for sure. And for honestly any back exercises, right? Any pulling exercises, straps are going to be your best friend. Number five, chest supported row. It's kind of vague. I'm thinking like a horizontal machine row, like the one where you have like a pad, maybe like a
Hmm.
hammer strength for lifetime, one of those machines.
Yeah, like the T-bar row.
Kind of not really a T-bar row. It's more of a like you go into a hotel gym. It's like one of those row machines.
Ah, I see. Where you're seated and you just
Yes,
pull like that.
exactly, like a
Ah,
seated machine row. Yeah, yeah.
that one is probably a B tier for me.
Really?
Um, I don't know. It's not like the best in the world for me. I don't know. It feels like slightly above average when I use it. I usually don't like the weight going through my chest.
I was gonna say that.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it kind of like it makes my breathing off. I would say that's the main thing that it's just not as comfortable.
yeah. I agree. That chest pad can be a little bit too hard sometimes too, and just like digs into your heart. Is like you barely breathe.
Mhm.
Yeah. Number six, barbell bent over row.
Oh, I went through a phase of barbell bent over row for like
Did
6 months
you?
where I just, yeah, yeah. I would say A tier. Reason why it's probably not S tier is it's not isolating one side per se.
Hmm.
So I think you get some asymmetries if you do it too much. Um, but really easy to load, and especially if you could hold that bent over position, which I also think is a good, like, kind of isometric exercise indirectly that I really
Yeah.
liked for the glutes and hams. And you get a really good stretch, big pull, and you could load it a ton. I really like that move.
Yeah, it's not only isometric for your glutes and hams, but it's a great isometric for your lower back too.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it's like a good, well-round exercise. I'm gonna put that S tier. I love bent over rows.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're literally hitting your lower back through an isometric contraction, and then your upper back can be easily loaded with more weight. Um, it's a stable exercise. Maybe not great for someone with back pain, but I mean that's a very niche group. So I would put this as S tier.
Something I even do with is like as I pull up, I lift up through my low
Mhm.
back a little bit, so that way I'm getting some flexion through the low back too.
Do you prefer an overhand or underhand grip?
I go overhand personally,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
always strap with those because that feels really good once you have straps on that one.
Yeah. I find that overhand is a little bit easier to hit your mid and upper back. And I
Yeah.
find that underhand is a little bit easier to hit your lats because you can bring your elbows in a little bit closer.
Ah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. What area do you like for the bar? What bar path do you try to go to? Are you trying to hit like above your belly button, like your hips? What kind of area do you target as you're pulling up?
It depends. Upper back, mid traps, I would do chest because that would allow my elbows to flare a little bit more.
Hmm.
If I'm trying to hit my lats, that's going to bring my elbows closer into my body and I'm going to roll the barbell closer up to my belly button. It's more of like a in and back movement rather than straight up. So it really
Yep.
depends what I'm trying to target with the
Hmm.
barbell row. And that's why I think it's so versatile. And that's why I put it at the S tier because
Hmm.
you can, there's so many variations of it and it's so versatile.
Nice.
Number seven, pendulum row. It's a very similar movement to the barbell row, but you rest the barbell on the ground before pulling. It's more of a explosive movement rather than a full barbell row where the weights are loaded the entire time. But yeah, what you think?
Pendlay row, I would go B tier just because when I see people do the pendlay, it's usually just a concentric movement and not really ever loaded eccentrically. It seems like people just bend over, throw it up to their stomach, and then just let it fall back down. If it had that eccentric portion, I would probably put it at A or S tier.
Yeah, so I honestly think it's a great exercise. It's one of my honestly most favorite exercises. So I'm a little bit biased here
Yeah,
because I like to train that explosivity and explosiveness.
yeah,
And there's not many other back exercises where you can do that. And the pendlay row kind of allows you to do it. I treat it as like a back equivalent to a pin press,
yeah. That's super valid.
right? Because it's the just a concentric movement. If it was just purely on muscle growth, I would put this at like a C or D tier. But because of
Mhm.
my bias and because I love it for training explosiveness, I would bump it up to a high B, maybe low A tier.
Nice.
Number 8, one arm dumbbell row.
This one's A tier for me. Um, yeah, really good stretch, especially when you get the angle right. And then shout out Coach Aaron when you go pinky to pocket on the
Pinky to
way up.
pocket. Yep.
It's my favorite cue. And then it would make it S tier. A new variation I've been playing with is an elevated one. So getting my feet elevated, even stance, one hand out on like a bench, and then I go really, really big deep stretch, and then I pull from there. So that's been like my favorite lately for isolating just one side.
What do you mean by elevation? Are you elevating like on a bench? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so I elevate my feet. So I'll get like a small box underneath my feet.
Hmm.
And then it's even stance, not staggered. And then I have one hand on some kind of support. Usually I just do like an inclined bench at like 30 degrees or 45. Hold on to that, even stance, big deep stretch on my opposite hand, and then pulling up.
I see. I see. I usually do these just on a bench, just one knee, same
Hmm.
arm, same knee on the bench. Opposite arm is pulling, and the opposite leg is on the ground. Yeah, it's hard to find a better exercise, single arm row exercise than this one. Um, you can choose the path that you want to pull. It's easy to progress and regress. There was like kind of like a controversy back then. I don't know if it still is a kind of like an issue now where people were complaining about getting like a hernia from doing this exercise.
Really?
Yeah, that was back in like 2020, like COVID era. It was like a you know how like the upright row kind of got like a bad rap for like it's bad for your shoulders.
Yeah.
And then this exercise kind of got some bad, I don't know. I don't really agree with it, but people saw it as like a dangerous exercise because if you go too heavy, you get a hernia. It's hard to brace. But I never really found that issue. Um,
Right.
so I'll put that S here.
Nice. Yeah. I just braced correctly, I guess.
Yeah, right. I mean that's for any exercise, right?
Yeah, right.
Number 9, seated cable row.
You did cable
So
row.
not the machine row, not the one where you have a chest pad, but like the one that's always right across the lat pull down, like that machine.
Mm. And there's no pad. It's just like a cable and you're rolling.
Yeah, it's a seated cable one. So you step in
Ah,
the yeah, that one. Yeah.
and then your feet are like kind of at an angle a little bit.
Kind of. Yep.
Yeah, and then you pull, usually a horizontal pull.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much all of them are yeah, horizontal.
Yeah. Right. Ooh, this one's an A tier for me. Why it's not S tier, I don't know. It just feels A tier to me.
I'm gonna go
um,
S tier on this one.
because there's a huge deep stretch, big load, and then like such a good contraction at the top.
Yeah, and you get the same benefits as like a barbell row too, where you're kind of getting that isometric squeeze from your lower back too, because you kind of have to brace yourself against the weight,
Yeah,
and you don't have
yeah.
like a chest pad supporting you really. So S tier, probably my
Mhm.
favorite horizontal row, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah,
I think the main issue is what grip you use. There's so many different variations. So you
yeah.
can grab one of those long bars to hit more of your upper back. You can have those little V grips to hit your lats. There's also mag grips, which are the ones that are more like a jug to hold. Those are
Hmm.
really nice, super versatile. S tier for me.
Yeah, I like them.
Number 10, T-bar row. It's very rare to find one of these nowadays, especially in the gyms that I go to. I only tried the T-bar row once. I don't know about you.
Yeah, if it's so I typically don't train at commercial gyms. They're more like functional training gyms. But whenever it is there, I always like to just hop on and do it. But it comes back to that whole chest thing. I just don't like the pressure. Like when I'm holding the weight bent over, I just don't like the pressure through my chest. I would probably say high B tier for me. I do like the stretch on it, and I do like the load on it. It's just that chest thing that bugs me.
Yeah, I see. I never had an issue with that on my specific T-bar row because mine
Hmm.
is pretty padded and it's wider too. So I feel that's really comfortable. I'm
Okay,
gonna go
nice.
S tier on that one. There's a
Yeah.
lot of S tier that I know, but
Okay,
it's hard to not put that in anything lower. Yeah, probably my honestly, he's up there with my seated cable row on like my top horizontal row exercises. I love it.
nice. Yeah.
Number 11, machine row. We kind of did that already. Well, that's why AI
Yeah.
is not always right. Let's get that. Let's go to number 12, inverted row. So you
Hmm.
can adjust the barbell at any height, and then it's a closed chain movement. So you're pulling your body weight up to the bar.
Yeah, I like this. I do it with clients sometimes, because it's body weight. I would say this one's probably, I'd probably say low A tier for me.
Uh,
Get a good contraction. I like that it's body weight. Yeah, yeah, you can't really, it's a little bit awkward to load. If you
yeah.
get really good at it, I'd probably just elect you to just do some pull-ups instead. Um, but it's a good exercise to have every now and then.
Yeah, I think the main way to, quote unquote, add load is to lower the bar.
Hmm.
But again, like I have some issues with this because I don't know, my feet always slip. So you have to add like an anchor, you have to put a plate in front so that your feet
Hmm.
don't slip. The setup, it's kind of like, do you really want to take up a whole squat rack to do some rows? If you're in a commercial gym, obviously. But
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
doing like personal training, one-on-one clients, then if you have your own barbell, then sure. But just
Hmm.
the practicality of doing this at like a commercial gym and for like the everyday person,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that bumps it down quite a bit. I'm gonna go low B tier, C tier maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Something that I do love is a inverted TRX row.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
take
on
up
the
as much.
list.
Oh, it is? All right, we'll
We'll
get
do that
there
next.
then.
We'll do that next. We'll do it right now.
Okay, we'll do it right now. Inverted TRX row. That's, I mean, that's a staple in my programming, especially when I want to progress a client from a TRX row. I'll just be like, I go to them, like, keep walking those feet out.
Yep.
And then they'll stop. I'll be like, nope, keep going. And they get their hips up and then row. This one would be an A tier for me. Um, for clients that maybe can't load as much horizontally and want to do more of a body weight focus, I would say general population that has some trained individuals in it, maybe a B tier.
Yeah, and one thing for the TRX and the inverted row is that I know I talk a lot about resistance curves, but it's the hardest at the bottom, so in the stretch, and then easiest at the top, right? Because you're pulling out your
Yeah.
body weights coming forward. So yeah, I think that bumps up a little bit. Also, the other day I did a TRX Y raise. Have you ever tried those?
Oh yeah, I give those to clients all the time.
Dude, I love them. You're basically pulling out like this, right? Coming
Yeah.
up. Yeah, dude. I don't think I felt my lower traps like that ever. And it goes back again to that resistance curve because usually when you train your lower traps, you're thinking of a maybe a incline dumbbell Y raise where you lay down, but then
Yeah.
that makes it hardest at the top. So it's kind of hard to feel that stretch at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on the TRX, it kind of flips the resistance curve to where you feel it hardest on the stretch at the bottom and you
Hmm.
open up at the top and you get that full contraction.
Yeah, exactly. And a really big cue that I have for clients on that is to have the shoulders go up before the hips. A lot of people, when
Mhm.
it gets really hard, they just yank it up and their hips fly forward and they use momentum. And then as soon as I make that cue, like shoulders have to go slightly before the hips, then they start to feel their lower traps a lot more.
Yeah, even like telling them like dead feet, like you just want your legs to basically turn off, right? For any
Yeah,
type of, row variations like that.
definitely.
13, medals row. Do you know what this is?
I don't think so.
Yeah, medals row. I'm surprised ChatGPT knew it because I didn't, tell it to give me this list, but I actually programmed it a lot uh, previously. It's a single arm landmine row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you grab the end of the landmine, and then I like to brace my opposite leg with my other arm just to save my lower back a little bit. And it's basically just a single arm row from there.
Hmm. It'd definitely be A tier for me. I like that. I love the bent over row positioning, and then it's a single arm, so you get to isolate one side. I like it. I would say the only thing for some people it could be uncomfortable to grab the end of a landmine because it's a bit thicker than just like inside of the barbell.
Yeah, despite it being, uh, a free weight exercise where you can easily load and unload, I still find some issues, including you can't go as deep as you want to.
Yeah,
Because if you're going to use those big bumper plates, it usually hits the ground before you even get that full stretch. So
yeah.
something that I like to do is step on a plate or some kind of elevated surface so that the barbell goes deeper and to where my hands basically almost touch my shoes. So I'm basically elevated, I'm standing up. So
Mm,
that's one fix. My other issue is like what you said, it's really hard to grip, especially because the end of the barbell is a lot wider. It's not meant to be, gripped. So
mhm.
I use a strap for that. So, there's different ways of working around these different limitations of the movement. But again, that's the bumps it down from the practicality issue. I'm probably putting it at like a B tier.
Nice. Yeah.
14, straight arm push. Straight arm pull down
Like these.
with the cable. Yeah.
Oh, from a muscle building standpoint, it might be A tier, but for me personally, it's S tier. I love how it feels when I'm doing it because it's such a big stretch and I feel like I just get such a good contraction. I whenever I do it, I get so excited.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love that exercise too. But some reason I don't really program it that much. I don't know. My
It's
back
hard to teach.
days, yeah, right. My back days are typically just a vertical and a horizontal pull.
Yeah,
So it's kind of hard for me to find like a full arm extension movement, like a straight arm pull down. But I think it's a solid exercise, solid for S.
yeah. I when I try to give it to clients, they feel like I'm struggling to teach them where to what the timing is on it
Mhm.
because I like to do a little lift at the top and then I'll get clients just stand straight up and it just yeah. So I need to play around with cueing on that one.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't really know what's the best way to cue it, but a lot of people call it like a lat prayer, like you're praying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know that's what Dr. Mike calls it, lat prayer.
Yeah, I call it lat prayer too
Yeah,
because
you
of
do. All right, number 15 is a very similar movement, dumbbell pullover. You can do this with in like a glute bridge position where you're on the side of the bench, or you can do this laying down fully on the bench. I want to know what your preference is, but I think this is a great exercise. I'm probably gonna take this over to straight on pull down if I'm being honest.
wait, what was the name of the exercise?
Dumbbell pullover.
Oh, dumbbell pullover. You know what? I've struggled to figure out how to do it. I don't know if I'm feeling the right areas. Um, I definitely need some coaching on that one because I you definitely do get a good stretch at the bottom. Um, I just don't know if I'm doing it right, honestly. So I'd probably go undecided. I don't have enough
Undecided.
knowledge.
Yeah,
I don't have enough knowledge to rate it.
it's not something I program personally a lot, but I think like what you said, it's a crazy stretch. The only limitation I can think of is if you have overhead shoulder mobility or like shoulder issues, then it can be
Hmm.
a really uncomfortable exercise because it places your shoulder in a pretty vulnerable position.
Yeah.
And if you try to load it too much, it's almost too much in that stretch position because that entire load is in that stretch. it's kind of
Yeah, exactly.
it's kind of like a chest fly, but for your lats, I guess.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Something I do like doing if I feel like my thoracic is stiff, semi-similar is I'll get a foam roller on my mid back. I'll grab like a 15, 25 pound weight and I'll just go overhead with it, kind of like a pullover,
Yeah.
and just kind of hang out there. And it feels really good on the thoracic.
Yeah. I put this at A tier for me.
Your lips said B.
I
You're
was,
all,
I was about to say B, but I was like, I kind of like this exercise a little bit too much. So,
okay, good, good.
but yeah, maybe for the average person, for like me programming it to other people, maybe like B. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, time to get to the spicy stuff. Number 16, rack pull.
Rack pull. Ooh, oh, that's a fun one.
You want to explain what it is first? Because I don't think it's a common exercise now. It's kind of like an old school exercise.
Yeah, I describe it as like an elevated deadlift.
Yeah.
It's like all the fun of the deadlift without having to like pick it up from the ground. Um, I mean, it's probably for most people a B tier. I'm gonna call it A tier though for me. Um, just because you could load it so much and it's very, very easy to ego lift on it. But that's what makes it, that's the beauty of the exercise.
I'm gonna go completely opposite of you. I'm going F tier on this one.
F tier.
No, no one should be doing rack pulls. First of all, you're taking up a whole squat rack. You don't be doing some rack pulls on it. I better not be seeing you do rack pulls. It's an ego
Uh,
lift exercise.
yeah,
You can load so much weight on there. You're taking up every single plate in the gym. Why?
you're
Like just
passionate about this.
yeah, and then okay, third reason is like there's easily multiple substitutes of exactly what you're trying to target. Like do a deadlift. You're
Right,
telling
right.
me you can rack pull 405, but you probably can't even pull 225 off the ground. Like, come on. All right,
Yeah,
if there was one podcast where we talked about what makes me angry, a rack pull makes me angry.
a rack pull makes you angry.
Yeah,
You don't ever get fired up and start doing some rack pulls?
never. Never gonna catch
Never.
me doing a rack pull. You'll catch me deadlifting 405 though. That's the only thing you'll catch me doing.
That's good. That was one of your best lines.
F tier. It's okay. It's okay. We're talking about back exercises though. So especially for building your back, I think that's like an
Yeah.
F minus minus. Because like
You get
at
some low
that
back stimulation.
some, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you can convince me another time. But
No, it seems
oh
like you're pretty headstrong about this.
yeah, dude, if EOT starts programming some rack pulls, I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna walk out on the spot.
There you go. It could be like
Yeah,
you guys are on your own.
yeah. Not helping you guys on that one. All right, anyways, let's move on. It's making me angry.
This is incredible. I'm gonna randomly just bring up rack pulls in a random episode.
Don't. All right, 17 deadlift. Remember, this is for
Deadlift.
back, not like an overall exercise. I know we both agree it's an S tier exercise, but specifically for
Yeah.
back.
Specifically for back, I'd say B tier, low B tier. Um, yeah, you're loading a ton, you're gonna get some back stimulus, and done the right way, you could definitely strengthen your low back. Done the wrong way, you could definitely hurt your low back. So making sure you have proper load is really important.
Yeah, I don't think it's the best, like not nearly the best back exercise. Is glutes and hamstrings. Yeah, you get your lower back in, you get some of your lats for the isometric pull, but if you're talking about like isometrics, I think your body and your back in general can handle so much more load than what you're doing on a deadlift because deadlifts most of the load is going to your glutes and hamstrings.
Yeah.
Do deadlifts belong on a pull day or a leg day?
leg day,
Yeah. So
because
that tells
the
a story.
yeah, I guess so. Like the primary purpose of a deadlift is for your legs, and
Yeah,
secondarily, you get some extra stimulus elsewhere.
right. C tier.
Yeah, valid.
18, face pulls. I have something against this one too. Maybe I'm not doing it right, but I don't know. You go ahead. You explain first, then I'm gonna explain my thinking and maybe get a little bit mad. But go ahead.
Yeah. Um, yeah, face pools are probably a B tier for me. I avoid it most of the time. Um, However, I don't necessarily have hate for it. Sometimes when I'm like not super motivated and I'm not trying to lift real heavy, I'll just do some face pulls instead to make me feel like I'm doing something.
Exactly.
Um, right.
That will prove my point later.
Yeah. I feel like it's more rear delt heavy than necessarily back. Rear delts are part of your back, but um, it's a smaller musculature where your back has a ton of muscles that you probably should be doing other exercises.
Look, you're gonna catch me doing face pulls, unlike rack pulls, so it's not gonna be an F tier.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have a few issues with face pulls. Number one is it's kind of harder to load it because when the muscles when you're pulling with is fairly strong, and I feel like in that position it's very easy to get pulled forward.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing to brace you. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Number two is it's hard to go out wide enough
Mm,
because usually the rope that you use is very narrow, so you can only pull to a certain amount, and then your range of motion is cut short. So if you
yeah.
have one of those big ropes, then yeah, maybe you can go a little bit further out. My other issue is you're mainly targeting what your rear delts, would you say?
Yeah. That's what I always get from them.
I think there's so much better exercises for rear delts, including, I don't know, like a reverse pec deck. You can do a cable fly, a reverse cable fly, single arm. Those are great. So I don't know, face pulls, you'll see me doing it if I'm sick,
Yeah.
if that's it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you see me doing face pulls in the gym, I'm sick.
Right.
Yeah. No,
That's funny.
okay. To be fair though, face pulls, it's a great introductory exercise for like people who have like shoulder problems. I would program it for clients if they're maybe like just getting into the gym. But
Hmm.
once you get to a certain level, like, I don't know, maybe my mind will change in the future and I'll update if it does. But for now,
Yeah.
D tier.
Yeah.
Is that being harsh?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Was my explanation fair? Was my explanation fair though?
I would say so. And what did I say earlier? What was my ranking for it?
I think you said B.
Yeah, I'd probably knock it down to C after your explanation.
Okay. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
That's more like it. Oh man, don't even get me started. Actually, I want to hear your thoughts first. Shrugs.
Drugs. Um, for building the back,
Yeah.
F, because you're just getting your like traps. I don't know. You're
Does that count as
like when
back? Upper
you're.
traps?
I guess your upper traps do count as back, but when I think of shrugs, I feel like when your intent is to like no one looks at. I don't know. I feel like when someone has big traps, you look at them from the front versus
Yeah.
like
No.
you hardly
I see what
ever.
you mean.
Yeah, you ever hardly look at someone with a big back and you're like, dang, those traps are to his ears. But like if you see them from the front, you'd be like, traps. I don't know. Not saying it's a interior exercise either. I don't know. My brain just doesn't like it.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Well, first of all, like when's the last time you actually done shrugs?
Almost never. Maybe high school.
Yeah, probably me too in high school. It's a it's a fair exercise. Like it's not bad. If you want those big traps, sure, but I feel like a lot of people's traps are already pretty overdeveloped from doing other exercises.
Yeah, from
especially if
doing
you're doing like
stress.
a yeah, if you're doing a heavy bent over barbell row, like I don't think you need to be doing more shrug work. But
Yeah.
I mean, to each their own. If you want huge traps, and I do say it's part of your back, then go for it. So I put it at a C tier. How about you?
Yeah. I'll keep it at F just because it
Keep it at F.
irritates me
Yeah.
to see people do it in the gym. That shit irritates me.
All right. So you're saying that shrugs irritate you, but rack pulls don't.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh man, I think we need to cut this podcast short now.
I mean, now if you do a rack shrug, now you lost me. That's
Oh
below
man,
F tier.
it's I think it's pretty much like almost serves the same purpose though. Like, you can load up infinite loads of weight on a shrug. It's an ego lift exercise. You're probably standing in front of the rack with a tank top on too.
In front of a mirror and just staring at yourself.
Exactly, with a backwards cap. All
Yeah.
right.
With like Converse high tops
Combat tops, yeah.
and 5-inch inseam shorts
Yeah, and Beats headphones. Yeah.
and a duffel bag with like way too much equipment in it.
Yeah, and took 200 milligrams of pre before the thing too.
And and definitely carries around a gallon of Crystal Geyser water.
Yeah, and probably drives a Dodge Challenger too.
Dude, you got me. You got me.
All right. That's 20 exercises, but there's some more if you want to back extension,
um,
45-degree hyper extension.
this might be S tier.
Yeah,
Maybe not growing the back actually, but for lower back health, I think it's S tier.
I
It's
think so too.
because you get to get a full stretch at the bottom, and then you get a compression at the top, and you get you're working through a full range of motion. I guess it's a little bit awkward to load sometimes, but just holding some weights could basically get the job done. I've just seen a lot of things where people have had success stories on building lower back strength back up from that 45-degree hyper.
Yeah, I can't really give a rating for this because when I do back extensions, I really only feel it in my glutes and hamstrings because my that's my intention. I never really had an intention of hitting my back with that exercise.
Hmm.
What are some cues that you would give to target more of your glutes versus your lower back?
It's all going to be about the positioning of I guess I don't know what you would call that. Whatever goes on your hips,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
piece. Um, if you bring it up more, it's going to be more lower back focus. If you bring it lower, like towards your upper thighs, that's going to be more glutes and hamstring focus.
yeah. So when you come down for a back extension to hit your back, you would round kind of before like kind of going up
Exactly.
into like a cobra position. Trying to
Yes.
envision it right now. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly like a cobra position. Where if the pad is too low, then you're getting a huge stretch on your glutes and hams. Where if you have the pad up really high, you can't really get as much of a stretch on the glutes and hams, and you could just round at the back opposed to rounding through the glutes and hamstrings.
Got you. Okay, and I have another issue with back extensions is I find it hard to load, not in like, obviously I can carry load, but like it's hard for me to carry plates by my chest without my arms tiring out first. And it's also
Right.
hard for me to carry a weight out in front of me because when I come down, it hits the ground. Do you have a solution for that?
Mm, yeah, it might be not a thing of loading. It might be more of like tempo work and maybe even some isometrics. I've seen some people take 1 foot out of it to make it harder. So it definitely does have a load issue. Some people put a resistance band too. So as you come up, you're hitting a resistance band. I would say that's probably its biggest downfall, but playing around with tempo and taking your foot out could be beneficial.
Yeah, I never tried single leg back extensions, but yeah. I'm just gonna go on a rant about back extensions too. The 45-degree hyperextension, I've been doing side bends.
Ooh,
Dude,
nice.
those are so good. I think I posted a video on that recently.
I think you did, and that's
Yeah,
mainly
yeah.
targeting the obliques.
Obliques. And if you raise 1 foot off, you can hit your adductors too.
Oh, smart, smart.
Right. So you bend out to the side, your hip opens up, your other
Yeah.
leg kicks out, and then when you come back up, you're kind of hitting your obliques and then your opposite adductor too at the same time. So like I don't know,
Hmm.
not many exercises make you do that, and it's very easy to load.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Do you have any other back exercises that you love that weren't mentioned?
I'm gonna say a really niche one, but it's kind of hard for me to explain.
Okay.
It's where you think of a seated cable row. Okay, I'm trying
Okay.
to picture it for you. Seated cable
Yeah.
row, the attachment is like the rope tricep pushdown.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna carry that. You're gonna walk all the way behind the seat,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah. I'm following.
you put your knees by the seat, and you kind of bend down into like a lat prayer position.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then so it's more of like a vertical row, right? Because you're bending down.
Okay, so you're
So
turning it into a vertical row.
right, so you're turning a horizontal row into a vertical row.
Yeah.
There's something about that. It's pretty magical. Next time we do it and we have access to a seated cable, I gotta show you it.
Okay, yeah, please.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to explain because it's a really
Yeah.
niche exercise. I don't even know how I found it.
Um, how's the like bracing on it? Because I feel like,
It's
is it
amazing.
awkward on your legs?
No, because your knees are braced against the seat.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And is it hard on your low back holding it in that like bending over like that and holding it?
not at all because there's no load on your lower back. It's kind of pulling you away. It would only
I
be hard on your lower back if the weight's pulling horizontally, but then you're turning it into a
yeah.
vertical pull. So
That makes more sense.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to give I think I've seen that. I have to give that a shot. It's a good idea.
Second one that wasn't mentioned is this was super popular on TikTok, but I still do it to this day. A single or what do you call it? A kneeling cable row, cable pull down,
Oh yeah, half kneel pull down.
half kneel pull down. There you go. I
Uh,
was looking for the correct word to say it, but yeah, that one.
God, who was the guy who did that? It was that
JPG.
yeah, the Filipino guy. Dude,
Yeah,
he went
JPG.
on a he was on a crazy run.
Yeah, it's called the JPG row. I was gonna say that, but I was like, no one will know what that means.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
JPG, man. I remember when he first came out, he was on a legendary run.
yeah. He's still is pretty active on TikTok and Instagram. I still follow him.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, me too. And he has really good fashion too. He has a whole fashion
Mm.
account. Yeah.
Another one that I did, I can only do this at like quiet hotel gyms because you row a bench in front of the cable and you do a single arm pull with bracing on the bench
Oh, so you put the bench on an incline, put your
in
chest
incline.
into it, and then
Exactly.
pull down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. I like
Super
that.
stable. The issue with that one is commercial gyms, like you're not going to row a bench over all the way to the cable machine.
Hmm.
But
That's
you know, if
true.
it's a quiet hotel gym, apartment gym, yeah, that one's great. How about you?
Yeah. Um, you actually made me think of I program that half kneel pull down like all the time. Um, because it's kind of hard if you don't have a lat pull down or don't have a specific machine that helps you get a vertical pull. It's pretty hard to find exercises that do that. So that half kneel pull I do with people, and then if you don't have access to a lat pull down machine, I just do it straight up with the cables. You just sit down on the ground, grab the cables, and pull it down.
Yep.
And then even at the top, you could still lean forward a little bit, get a bigger stretch. So I do that with clients, and then something that I've been liking is adding a little band loop around right where a watch would go and doing TRX row variations. So like as you pull yourself up, you spread that band apart. So it gives some more musculature in the scapula. And then I'll even do that on like an inverted TRX row with the band. And that's pretty difficult for people. Um, Another one I like, two different variations of it. Getting the cables up really high. I usually go no handles where it's just like the black ball. And
Yep.
I just grab it across like that and pull it down. I'd say that's more rear delt focused. Another one I play with that's very similar is getting the cables down, maybe not as high as they are, bringing them down just a little bit, and then go making them really wide. and then same, I'll have like actual handles, not just the black ball. And then with the handles coming across like that, and it gets like literally all the muscles around the scapula.
Right.
Um, so I really
Like
like
your
that.
mid back kind of.
Exactly. It's more mid back focused.
Yeah. Speaking of mid back, Kelso shrugs.
Oh yeah, we did those. Those was
Yeah,
like
we did, right?
that was right before the podcast.
Yeah. Dude, Kelso shrugs are great. It's great to superset after any horizontal row. So think of your normal, typical horizontal row. It can be a machine, cable, whatever. After you go near failure, keep your arm straight and think about bringing your shoulder blades together. So down and back. And you're working your mid back. So it's a very small range of motion. You're doing it right if your hands are only moving like an inch or two, because that's the most amount of range of motion your shoulder can go up and down without your arms bending. So that's a Kelso shrug. I would put those at S tier. I love Kelso shrugs.
Yeah,
And
those are
I feel
fun.
like mid back doesn't really get much love. It's always the lats.
It's always the lats, right?
You're right. So adding more load to your mid back is not something that typically a lot of people do. It's underrated exercise. I don't think I've seen anyone do it in a commercial gym before.
Right, yeah. No. Another one that I like is it's kind of like a Y raise variation, but you bring the bench all the way up and you have your hips back in the seat and then you're leaning your weight into the bench. You could do your chest. Some people like to do their forehead into the bench. I'll just like put a towel in front of. And then from there you raise up into a Y like
Mm.
that, and that gets lower traps really good too.
Yeah. Yeah. My issue with that one is that I would rather do like some kind of TRX Y race.
Hmm.
Because I don't know. I feel like that one, like there's no tension at the bottom. It's kind of like a dead. And it's not until you get up to like above shoulder height to where you actually feel something. I don't know. That could be just me, but
Yeah. On the eccentric, it's hard. It's hard, and I'd say about
okay.
there is when the
Yeah.
tension gives out. But there is definitely a big eccentric load.
Got you. Okay. Because I was like, after I did that TRX Y raise, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going back to any of those, which I used to do those all the time. I love those.
Right,
So don't
right.
get me wrong, this is great exercise, but I don't know. Ever since I did the TRX Y raise 2 days ago, oof, I don't think
Yeah,
I'm going back.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that we've done before is that single arm TRX row where you kind of like open the book and then pull yourself up. Do you remember
I
that
think that's
one?
stupid.
You think it's stupid?
I think it's a little stupid.
Yeah.
You can't like purely for back. I mean, yeah, it's great for rotation, right? But purely for back purposes, back growth, like, are you really getting as much stimulus as you need for your back to grow in that exercise?
No, I think that one's more about like the movement pattern.
Yeah, so the movement pattern, the flow, the mobility of it, sure, I understand. But purely for
Yeah.
back, not for me.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's way over 20, probably like almost 30 back exercises.
Yeah.
Some are great, some are not so great, some are borderline horrible on my standards.
Right.
But again, people have different preferences. If you like to do some of those exercises, I won't be mad at it. I might give you a side eye, but you know, to each their own.
Yeah, exactly.
Any final words as we close up this podcast, Jared?
Just can't wait to see you do rack pulls in the future.
Oh man. All right. See you guys next time.